Congratulations on making it halfway through your first year of high school. Please pay attention to this presentation so that you'll be well informed on the registration process for sophomore classes. Today's agenda includes our course registration timeline, making changes to the course request card, your course options, dual credit, which classes have applications or need approvals, athletics, band, and extracurriculars, and making sensible choices. Let's cover the registration timeline first. On February 3rd and 4th, counselors will meet you in the library with your English 1 class to pick up your card. And then on May 1st, that will be our final deadline for any and all changes, including core, electives, alternates, and pre-AP or AP level changes. And that's only if space is available. If you fail to turn in your card, we'll be happy to make your schedule for you. There are resources available to help you make your course selections. On the LT website, click Counselor in the top right-hand corner and then scroll down until you find the tile labeled Course Registration. When you click on that, you'll find the course description catalog and academic guide, the CTE videos, this presentation, and our LT video course catalog. Okay, let's talk about course cards now. What you see on your yellow card are the classes that you chose in 8th grade or the ones that you've recently updated. To make a class change, just draw a single line through the course and write the new course next to it under the column labeled Change. On the card, you'll also see a third column for alternates. Please add alternates next to your elective classes, so in case an elective doesn't work on your schedule, we have another class that we know you'll like ready to go. As a sophomore, you must take 8 classes. Okay, now I want to show you an example of a corrected course card. Let's say that you've decided you don't want to take pre-AP English 2 anymore. You would draw a single line through it, and then in the changes column, you would write in English 2. And let's say you've already had health, but you haven't had speech yet. You would draw a single line through health, and then write speech in the changes column. The last column is for alternates, so anywhere you have an elective, you'll write in an alternate for it. In this case, I've written in Dance 1 as my alternate for Debate 2. But it doesn't mean that just because we can't fit debate in, that our only choice is Dance 1. Anything that you write in the alternate column can be a replacement for any elective. We're asking that you write in alternates for every elective you've chosen so that we have plenty of choices in case your first electives don't work out. Don't write anything in the alternates column that you wouldn't be thrilled to take just in case your elective classes don't work. We're going to need some backups. Something new that you'll see this year is that your math and possibly your science teachers have made a course recommendation for next year's classes for you. So it could differ from what you have in your request, and if it does, we'd like for you to go to your teacher and talk to them about it. But I want you to keep in mind that your teacher knows your strengths and your work habits. Just like last year, we won't offer everything that's in the course catalog. Flip your card over to see what's available to sophomores next year. In the course catalog, you'll find descriptions of all classes as well as fees and prerequisites. Remember that an asterisk symbol next to a course means that it's a semester class and you're going to need another semester class or an asterisk class to go with it to make it a full year. If it doesn't have an asterisk beside it, it's just simply a year-long class. Also remember to check for prerequisites. For example, in order to take Spanish 2, you need to take Spanish 1 first. In order to take health science, you need to take medical terminology first. Prereqs are listed next to the course in the course catalog. There are a few things you need to know about classes at the Kate Center. They're in bold font on the back of your card. Transportation is provided to and from the Kate Center. Classes start earlier at the Kate Center and end later than Lebanon Trail classes. Many of the classes have applications and fees, and most have prerequisites. Also, a copy of the Kate Pathways is located in the online course catalog if you need it. If you have any questions about a Kate Pathway or course, please make plans to attend the Kate Open House on February 11th from 5 to 6:30 p.m. Some classes are double blocked, which means they meet every day or are stacked on a single day. You'll find these are the ones that are shaded on the back of your card. This includes athletics, upper-level Kate classes, and top band placements. They will count as 2 credits with the exception of athletics. Double block classes take up 2 boxes on your card. Some of you may want to take dual credit next year. Dual credit is where you receive high school credit and college credit at the same time for the same course. Sophomores have two choices for dual credit, psychology and speech. You can be awarded both college and high school credit for these courses taught at Collin College by Collin College professors. Keep in mind that if you take a dual credit class next year, you'll have a total of 9 classes per semester. You'll take the 8 required here, plus 1 before school at 7 a.m. Things you need to consider. You have to provide your own transportation, and you'll need to pay for tuition and books. It will impact your college GPA. You must pass an English and math placement exam called the TSI before you start. If you're interested, pick up a dual credit information sheet in the counseling office. Is dual credit right for you? Let's look at the following. Do you have an AB average this year? Do you have transportation to and from Collin College? Do you have the money to pay for tuition and books? Do you have good attendance? Do you have the English and math skills to pass the required placement exam? If so, come and see us about signing up. Some classes need an application or teacher approval. There are a few classes which need an application to be completed. If you're interested in TV broadcast too, pick up an application from Mrs. Coleman in D255 or use the link online. If you'd like to take yearbook or newspaper, see Mrs. Hemby for an application in A135 or use the link online. Interested in student council? Use the online link or the QR code. Want to take academic decathlon? Use the link to print the application and return to Mr. Stewart in B215. A link to a one-page document with all applications can be found on the LTHS counselor website under course registration. Some classes just need an approval from the teacher. You'll ask the teacher to sign next to the course on your course card. Those classes are AP Art and Design, Theater Production, which there's an audition needed, Theater 2, Technical Theater 1 and 2, Initials on Tech 1 if you've not had Theater 1 prior to this, Vocal Ensemble, which also needs an audition, Athletic Trainer, you're going to see Coach Jones or Coach Embry, and Partners PE, where you'll see Coach Swearingen. Let's look at the card itself. Make sure you're looking at the front side with your classes listed on it. Check to make sure that you have all 4 core classes, an English 2 class, a math class, a science class, and a world history class. Check to make sure that you have all 4 core classes, an English 2 class, a math class, a science class, and a world history class. The math class you see on the card is the one that your current math teacher recommended. You might also have a science recommendation as well. Check to see where you are in completing your mandatory electives. Remember, by graduation, you'll need 2 years of world language, a year of PE, a semester of health, a semester of speech, a year of technology, and a year of fine art. Just some reminders about extracurriculars. All athletes are expected to double block. If you're single blocking, you must have a coach sign off on it. If you play more than one sport, make sure you put the sport that comes first in the school year on your card. We'll move you to the next sport when the time comes. Tryouts and cuts are typically done the first 2 weeks of school. Athletic trainers are double blocked. The top 2 bands must double block. Go ahead and put the number of band classes you're in this year. If after auditions in May, we need to move you to a double block, you might make a note next to the elective you want to drop in order to make room for that second band class. For choir and orchestra classes, make sure you have choir master and the year you'll be in next year, or orchestra master with your year you'll be in next year. If your card doesn't say master class after it, then go ahead and change it to that. And then after tryouts in the spring, we'll make adjustments as needed. I know we touched on it earlier, but I want to talk about backup classes again. Alternates are used if your first choices don't work out. So you need alternate classes for your electives. So you're looking at the last column of your card on the front side. You're choosing your classes from the back of your cards by checking the prereqs. You're not choosing classes that require an application or a tryout or teacher approval. Just remember, if you don't put the backup classes, we'll choose your alternates and you won't be able to change them. It's called counselor's choice. So let's talk about schedule changing. Final elective verification will be available in mid-April. And after that mid-April verification, that's when you'll have a chance to change something that you've turned in now. So May 1st is the last day to change courses, electives, alternates, and pre-AP and AP levels, and only if there's room available. Changes are allowed during the first 7 days of each semester, 4, athletics, band, color guard, choir, orchestra, drill team, and act deck. There are no summer changes for anything, including pre-AP and AP classes. And just remember that pre-AP and AP classes require a 6-week commitment. I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I want to say it again to make sure everybody understands. The only changes made this year after May 1st are within the first 7 days of school, and it's only for those 7 classes. No changes during the summer will be made. That means if you choose a pre-AP or AP class, you will not be able to change levels after May 1st. So think carefully before you make your choices, since you'll be held to them. This next bit of information doesn't impact you this year, but you can make a plan for it next year. So 11th and 12th graders can choose one fine art or one athletic class per year to drop from GPA calculation, as long as they were in that same fine art or athletic class all of the preceding years of high school. So the benefit is you can take an on-level fine art or athletics class without fearing the impact it might have on your GPA. Now take a look at the bottom of the front side of your card. You'll need to sign next to the statements that address the due date for schedule changes, the pre-AP and AP May 1st deadline and 6-week commitment, and your ability to adjust your 4-year plan each spring. Read the statements and sign now. Okay, let's look at the next steps. Your cards are due February 3rd and 4th during your English class. If you don't have a card, that means your whole schedule is counselor's choice. Make sure you get a parent's signature on the front side next to your signature, and take a picture of your card before you turn it in. One last thing you need to remember. In order to have a happy, healthy mind, you need to have balance in your life. Too many pre-AP and AP classes can cause you to lose sleep and become anxious. There's only so many hours in a day that you're not in school. You need to keep a balance between school and downtime in order to be able to function. Remember that colleges are looking for more than just grades. As a reminder, we have that new rank and GPA policy. We don't worry about specific class rank. Remember, quartile ranking is all that is or has ever been needed for assured admissions. Nothing has changed on the college admission end. This actually benefits you because you can take more of the classes that you want to take without worrying about a rank number. If you have questions, you can visit our lunch table by the counseling office, or catch us in the hallway between classes, or sign up to see us in the counseling center, or email us. Thanks for your attention today.